This your boy Zach Shirley,
Christopher Walker,
Quentin Coleman,
Adrian Neal Jr.
Hey y'all, it's your boy Harold. The BlaQberry View is here. So do what you gotta do, get ready, pop your popcorn,
Sit back, relax
join us
for the journey that is BlaQberry View.
Watch the BlaQberry View.
Hey y'all, it's the BlaQberry View episode 8. It is our finale episode, y'all. And as y'all can see, we have some special guests with us today, right? How y'all feel about episode 8 really quickly?
I feel great.
You feel great?
Eight shall be great.
I don't know where that's from, but okay. We'll run with it. We'll run with it. So, y'all, before we get started, we have tons of things to talk to y'all about today. When it comes to bisexuality, when it comes to sex, and a whole bunch of other things. But before we get started, we're going to go ahead and introduce our guests. So first, to my left, this handsome young man right here. I hope you don't mind that because this is a gay show.
It's very okay. My name is Brandon. I'm in education. I'm a third grade science social studies teacher.
Come on, science.
Educate to you.
Right, the science of sex.
So we know where we're going.
Hey, we're here.
So what's going on, everybody? It's B-Walk, 1/4 of the Swilly podcast. Wizard on the podcast, so tap in with us, guys.
B-Woo!
Be whistle.
I'm straight now.
What's up, my nigga?
What up, my nigga?
How y'all doing, man? It is the one and only ZIGGY_the Alpha on all social media platforms. I am also 1/4 of the Swelly podcast. I'm so happy to be back here again with you guys, man. Thank y'all for having us. I'm excited that y'all thought that much of us to have us on the season finale.
Well, not really. So we thought you invited
Oh, you niggas just need a seat filler.
Yeah.
You want money? Got you. What a drinking? What's up with it, man? It's your boy B Turner. You can follow me on IG, Cardigan_kid. Higher education professional. We're gonna keep it at that. Let's roll.
Come on, D-boys. That kind of made me fun.
I know, right?
Little goose bump.
Little shimmy.
That's because you're cold.
Oh, no, it's because his voice is deep.
It's far from cold in here.
That's that beard talk, man. That's that beard talk.
What's going on? Ron, work in higher education as well. Also, I DJ. My name is DJ Don Ron. You can follow me on Instagram, DJ_DON_RON. Holla at me.
Thank you all for being on our finale episode. I am already excited, and we hope our viewers are going to be excited too. So, we're going to go ahead and just get started because we have tons to talk about. I'm going to pass it over to Q to take us to the next topic.
So we're just gonna jump right on into it, guys.
It's his voice.
The first topic of tonight is the DL controversy. What's your take on the whole DL? Down low if you don't know what DL means.
Yes, first, to our guests, do you know
gonna
what DL means?
I found out
heard of
earlier.
You've heard of it. What have you?
I watched the spelling bee this week. Give me a definition.
Use it as
I mean, I understand, but I'm here for context.
Essentially, it's an acronym for down low, meaning that you move in secret. You may have a relationship with a woman, and you're opening that relationship with that woman, and everybody knows about this young lady, but you kind of move in, not even kind of, you really move in silence with a man and have sex with a man, and maybe unprotected sex with a man, which then brings the problem of if that man is also having sex with men and unprotected, you may be bringing something back to that woman unsolicited.
And so, moment of transparency now. Realistically, that's why within our community, so when it comes to HIV acquisition rates and STIs like gonorrhea and chlamydia, the highest rates that they're finding of new transmission rates are happening within Black heterosexual transgender women because a lot of these women are in relationships with men who are on the DL or men who do not have the courage to yet come out and who are engaging in unprotected or in anal sex with other men. And people don't realize like when you have sex with somebody, you're also having sex with everybody that they have sex with.
Right.
And that means I've had sex with over 1 million people.
But that's your moment of knowledge. If you don't believe me,
I'm joking. I'm kidding. In case any of y'all don't know. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
For me, like I don't desire to like one be in a relationship right now. So I don't have to go out and be seen with a man or all that. That's not me. Like we do what we do. and we just go about our business. Because in my experiences dealing with DL men, it's just less confusion for me.
Well, because you know what it is.
I know what it is, right? And like
until they start falling in love,
and
after you gave up the cookie.
But I don't have to worry about him calling. I don't have to worry about him calling my phone. I want to see you and hang out. I know like he'll hit me up. I'm not gonna hit you up because you doing what you do. So you do that. But whenever you want to link, we can link if I'm free and available.
But then you have to communicate that with, and he needs to communicate that with you too.
Right. True. And so it's like an understanding. So we meet you, hey, what's up? I'm not, I'm okay, cool, I can rock with you. So whenever you want to link, hit me up. If I want to link, I will text.
I want to hear what y'all think about DL men.
Is it an issue because they're not being honest?
So no, for me, the issue comes to the point of like sex and sexuality, and so because I'm a person who
sexuality is fluid.
Well, I'm a person who is aware of my sexual health. So it's a sexual health issue with me.
Okay.
Because I am aware of my sexual health.
So DL men are a sexual health issue.
They become
can
a sexual health risk, right?
Can't be that. But do you not think you, as a homosexual man, play into that issue if you are preying on men that are?
So the question, I'm not preying on men.
Okay.
They come to you. They prey to me.
Okay.
They prey on me.
I know a lot of people who actually make it their mission
to seek out
straight men.
Right.
And my concern is that because there are a select few who decide to do that, we now have this stigma or the stereotype that all gay men want to turn straight men gay. That's what irritates me because it's a few select few. Now, I done had my entanglements with some DL men, and they were fun. They were fun. When I was young, in my early 20s, when I could really put my legs behind my head and do some things. But now, as I'm in my 35s.
No, 35s.
35s. When it comes to DL men, I think it contributes to but it's attributed to a larger issue with the fact that we don't create enough space or create spaces for people to be themselves and express their sexuality in the way that they desire.
And I think especially within, I think especially within the black community, everything is taboo for us. I mean, no matter what we're discussing, it could be anything. Like mental health is taboo in the black community. You know what I'm saying? Speaking about smoking marijuana, Chicago, that's taboo in the black community. So we don't create enough safe spaces for DL men to even explore their sexuality. Exactly. So therefore, you
without being labeled, because they don't be labeled.
Right. And I think so. My thing is I don't view DL as being bad. Cause I also feel like DL men, they need a chance to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. Like I can remember me being in high school and me trying to hide my sexuality, right? And I didn't really know what to do with it because I felt like I was going against the grain by what I was raised to do, what I was told to do, right? Yeah. So I needed time to figure that shit out, right? And so for me, when I hear sometimes
there's a lot of mental trauma. As a homosexual man in the black community, they try to cross it out of you, they try to beat it out of you, they try to do so much to you.
I'm not saying all the time, Harold. But I said sometimes the word DL gets a bad rap because I feel like DL men just need time to figure the shit out.
He got a comment right here. I know he hasn't spoken that much.
Well, no, I just wanted to say that I talked to Zach about this. Men don't get to experience their sexuality because you don't get to try to be gay one time and it's okay.
Come on, you can't kiss a girl in life.
You don't come back from that, bro. And I've talked to my old lady about that before, and she feels differently than I feel about it.
Wait, your old lady?
Yeah, my old lady.
This one. Like your grandma?
Oh, no. This woman she chose this.
So straight. Teach the game.
So it's levels to relationships. You know what I'm saying?
I'm starting to believe 35 times free.
That's my old lady.
Hey, said your grandma.
You thought she said that's your grandma, not big mama.
It wasn't concerned on his face.
I was real concerned. I was like, now wait, you talking to your grandma about this? That is a very progressive grandma.
Adrian, you must see TV,
No, but I like what you said because I recall Insecure, the episode of Insecure where Molly had issues with Odu because he got his dick sucked by another man. Right. He got his dick sucked and realized he didn't like it. Yep. And then that was it. And then he was like, okay, I really enjoy women. And so for me, I think we cannot associate what someone likes to do in the bedroom with who they are as a person, who they want to be with.
Yeah.
Honestly, if somebody was to put a blindfold on my head and someone was to suck my dick, I wouldn't know if it was a man or a woman, right?
I think that's so. And I'm gonna tell you this.
I don't think nobody would.
I'm
Nobody would know.
gonna tell you this. That's how a lot of straight, heterosexual, cisgender men get hooked to gay men in that same way.
Yes.
Because a lot of times, like the whole idea of like no face, no case, a hole is a hole, right? So, but I know a lot of men who identify as straight who will go to the bookstore and go to a glory hole and get their dick sucked at a sex club thinking it's a woman sucking their
How did
dick.
you get to the glory hole?
The bookstore came from DL men trying to tell people where they was gonna go without
And they
saying
say the bookstore.
I'm about to say
They
they go to the bookstore.
I know
And the
that.
bookstore, you
That's a gay
can buy
man.
sexual supplies.
From the last 2
But they have glory holes.
episodes, y'all on so much game.
You can go and have sex with other men. So like at the bookstore is where a lot of men who identify as heterosexual. So you can identify as heterosexual, but you can still be a man who has sex with men. MSM.
I know about the restrooms. That's gonna be a whole.
Oh, wait,
Keep going. I'm a criminal justice major, so I studied deviant behavior in college. And that was actually one of the topics.
Yes.
They talked about men who went to restrooms.
It's called cruising.
To have others have sex
I
with
didn't even
them.
know
Right.
that.
So
behavior.
and a bookstore is a place where you pause, rewind. Cruising was deemed as a deviant behavior.
I was gonna say, really?
It was.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
It
but
is.
also homosexuality was deemed deviant behavior.
Right. It's like in the DSM-4,
Right, it was
DSM-3.
considered a.
But also,
that's
it's public.
public
It's in the public. So
But that's a curriculum that they're still teaching. Now, in a private restroom, ain't nobody coming to the motherfucker.
no, correct. In a private solo restroom, but in my experiences with cruising, it's been like in an open restroom with
Man, I've
stalls
seen
and doors and
cruises
things of that
everywhere.
nature. Don't look at me like that.
Cruises on the cruise.
But
ship.
so one thing that I
Living
want to bring back to, and Adrian, you said, well, no, I'm not actually saying that for perceptions because that's where that belongs. But I will say that going back to your point of what Brandon was talking about having it happen one time and people don't assign that stigma. I think we need to understand that we can come at that from a place of a little bit of privilege because these niggas can't do that.
No.
Right.
Like, and for
There's
us,
no such thing as that for us.
yeah, it's no such thing as that for them. And
It
so
doesn't exist.
I understand to the point of what Brandon was making about, hey, bro, we can't, like that happened
They
one
can't
time,
explore.
automatically,
Yeah.
forever for the rest of your life.
But no, I think, okay, so I'm not necessarily disagreeing with anything that everybody's saying. I think there are exceptions. And I say this because I'll give you an example. I feel like as women are evolving in their sexuality, that also is giving room to men to evolve in their sexuality. And I say that because I have heard women be open to the fact that, like, oh, if they were with a guy or if they're with the guy that they really like and they find out that he has had sexual interactions with men, that's not necessarily a deal breaker. Especially if he's forthcoming with the information. And so in some ways I agree that y'all don't get that room as straight men to, explore whatever. But I also think as we continue to progress as a society, we're going to start to see what's becoming more normal.
West, yeah.
Because I had a whole woman.
That's some new shit though.
In Chicago, when I went to Chicago, I had a whole woman that I met. And it's just, she's watching the shout out to her. She knows who she is. But
Hey, woman in Chicago.
we turned up for a night. Shut up. We turned up for a night. And she was like, "Oh my God, I would date you. Like, I wish I could date you.
Go ahead,
You're so
girl."
cool." And I said, "Well, baby," I said, "I'm gay. Sorry, you did.
Baby, I'm dickly.
I shot that
Strictly.
bird down before you got up off the ground." And she was like, "That don't mean nothing to me."
So,
And to this day, that was in 2018 when that situation happened. I ended up leaving Chicago.
What you do?
I ended up leaving Chicago, and we never connected again. She found me on IG and was like, "Hey, what's up, friend? Like, I haven't seen you forever." And granted, it was just genuine connection. All right, we're cool. But like, my sexuality to her meant shit because for her, it was like, you have good energy, you are a good man. And so for her, that was checking all the boxes.
But that's the thing.
Because at that point, you should have made a sandwich.
But that's the thing. You were forthcoming with that information,
Exactly.
and I think the issue lies in these men not being right. And so then, from a woman's perspective, that's why women are always like, "Why did you keep this from me?" And then they're so upset about you.
Is that like Janet Jackson for Color Girl? She was like, "So you've been
it's like you should at least give the woman like the opportunity to like make the decision on whether she wants to like
let her eat your ass.
And the taint is the thing between your balls. The thing between your balls and your asshole. So
They play with each other's taint all the time on
your taint is like right here.
Oh, the bartender.
Okay, Adrian, put your legs out. This is not OnlyFans.
But
Not yet. We made that part yet in the show. Oh, now, y'all come back.
Go ahead.
But no, just piggybacking off of what y'all was saying, I think it's very true that because me and my girl have had conversations about this before. You know, when we first.
Oh, that's your old lady.
My girlfriend's my old lady. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hey, old lady!
And when she first met me, she was like, you know, if you ever been with a man, you know, you can let me know. And I was like, well, no, I've never been with a man, but like
I'm getting down to the credit.
come on. But no, because you
I
want to be open and you want to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with what you're saying because a woman can go be with a woman and come back.
Yeah.
And
And it be fun. Nobody cares.
Well, yeah, sometimes it's encouraged. Like men encourage their ones like, why don't you
Nobody
try
ever
to get
cares, but a man is not afforded that same luxury. So I think when it comes to the DL controversy as a whole, way to wrap it up is we have to give people more grace to be who they are.
Yeah.
Come on.
And that's a way to wrap it up.
And when you give people more grace to be who they are, they feel safe and they'll be honest and forthcoming.
Space and grace.
Yeah. So
And this has been a PBS special. Brought
Now
to
that
you.
you showing your fucking cooch on the camera.
Right.
it's a family show.
We never get that sponsorship. Take a lot of the first episode.
Y'all be quiet now. He's talking.
What about the ones that's not? So you talked about being in high school, maybe kind of battling your thoughts. Don't really know if I want to come out, if I want to live that lifestyle. What about the
55,
older men?
60
So I had an experience where a guy has pulled the frat card on me. Hey frat, let me take you to the bar. Let me buy you a drink. Let me tell you X, Y, and Z.
I understand what you're saying, and so that's the reason why I am not frat right now in this moment.
Okay, wait now. Hold on.
That's a whole episode.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
That's a whole episode. In some situations, it can be toxic, and some you gotta give people the time and space to figure out what they need to figure out, right? So you have some men who are DL, who just are DL for the sake of, I don't know, I need to experience new things, and when I'm comfortable, when I'm safe enough, or I don't want to come out until I find the person who I feel like can support me through that process, because sometimes when people come out, they lose everything.
Yeah.
So some people don't want to come out of that fear of losing everything, and they just want to find that one person that they know who's going to be there for them through
Somebody can trust.
And I think we gotta be straight men. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. As a straight man, we gotta stop being so off put when a gay man says they want to holler at you. That's just like when you say you want to holler at a woman. Like it's the same shit. You just gotta go, hey, bro.
Right.
That's
Okay.
not
You no lie.
You
You should know that you are because honestly, I don't know.
Like,
They just come to me.
this is not the 70s, bro, where you gotta be, oh my God, you look so not like.
But that comes like some men are like not secure with themselves.
There's this stereotype that we gotta occupy like a certain sort of space, right?
Yeah.
A gay man holler at me like, "Hey, my man, I'm straight. It's all good."
I'm gonna take the
Blah.
That's just me.
I'm in these streets, like I attract them all. What's up? You know what I mean? So
Ultimately,
so there is, but I think conversely, there's also to a point where you gotta go like, as straight. Like I'm not God's gift to gay men. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
so,
you.
Straight men gotta stop doing that.
I think it's all rooted in accepting the humanity of everybody.
Come on.
Before you decide to say, so and so's gay and they try to holler at me because X, Y,
Because
Z.
you can respectfully decline, just like you
That's
respectfully decline.
Easy.
B-Walk, you have something to say?
Yeah, what I was gonna say, and it kind of touches in both topics we were touching on. There's a lot of, and this is a conversation a lot of black people need to have in their friend group, house group, a lot. A lot of things we need to learn. Centuries of shit we need to learn. Customs that we need to learn.
Counter conditioning.
Literally, because we have been conditioned to think.
Look,
If you are unlike the norm that we've been set to actually, we always, as a black community, we've been put on a line. Follow this line. Follow this line because
and if you're
society,
black, you can't deviate.
Exactly.
You don't have room to deviate.
So with
especially
that,
a black belt.
we are fixated to think if you are outside that line where you're supposed to be, you're taboo, you're out of the ordinary, you're gonna take us back in our progression, whatever. So with that, if people were to go back and let's unlearn the stigmatism when it came down to homosexuality,
and understand just loving people for people.
Come on.
Then from there, it wouldn't be that hard to understand, okay, yeah, I messed with a guy and I tried it and liked it. Because most of the time that's just stigmatism. Oh, you touched a guy and there ain't no coming back from there.
Yeah, because we had the conversation in our group chat a million times. A bisexual man is a gay man, and I don't agree. I'm like, nah, nigga, like shit. Because you won't call a bisexual woman a gay woman.
Right.
So you need to have the same energy for both sides.
Yeah, with that being said, y'all, really quickly, we're gonna go to commercial. We'll be right back.
We gotta fill up. Refill.
Okay.
What's up, people? I'd like to take a moment and introduce myself as your A&E coach. I'm Christian Spears, founder and professional executive coach of A&E Coaching. Now, I know you may be thinking, what in the world is A&E? A&E stands for Attitude and Effort, and A&E Coaching is an executive coaching brand around the ideas and concepts of attitude, effort, and performance. There's a lot that can be said about a positive attitude and how this may impact the amount of effort that we exert towards given tasks, goals, and obstacles. But there's also a lot that can be said about a negative attitude and how this may be detrimental towards the amount of effort that we exert. Ultimately, what implications does this have for our performance in our professional lives and in our personal lives? As your executive coach, I'm all about supporting you to recognize, maximize, and fulfill your potential. I would love to partner with you to analyze and observe what your attitudes are, both positive and negative, and how they may be impacting the amount of effort that you exert. Thank you for your time. I look forward to working with you because at A&E Coaching, attitude and effort make a fool of impossible.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to the 8th episode, our finale episode. Hey, we've had some great conversation so far as it relates to the DL community or DL men, but now we're going to talk about something else. Zach, what are we talking about next?
So now we're going to talk about perceptions. And what we mean by perceptions is perceptions between relationships, friendships between openly gay black men and heterosexual black men. So far too often, there are these concepts, these ideas where people feel like a straight black man cannot be friends with a gay black man. But we have phenomenal examples behind us who prove differently. But there is a certain scenario that I actually want Brandon to bring up. Yes, you. Yes, you. So we got 3 Brandons. So I got a point. But I want Brandon to bring up regarding perceptions and how that came up from a very personal standpoint. So I'm gonna kick it to you now.
All right, so way back when Zach first came out to me, I was in a relationship, and she questioned how did I not know Zach was gay, and I was like, well, that's my brother, bro. Like, if he is, it doesn't matter to me. However, that brought strife in our relationship because she couldn't believe that I was friends with a gay man and that we've never had anything. We lived together. We've dined together, bro. We've done everything together. We traveled together. And she couldn't get that out of her head. And eventually, amongst other things, we don't know together, you know what I'm saying? But that was the thing though. And it really bothered me, and I told Zach at that time, I was like, bro, she just really believed that we were just friends. And nothing happened, bro. I was like, what? Like, how can you even say that? Like, you should know me as your man, as your boo, as your old man. Like, that shouldn't even be in the realm. But it was. And it was a problem.
So I think that as we hear from the rest of our phenomenal guests, in hearing about just that experience of for you all, like, is it difficult or have you experienced difficulty in having friendships, genuine friendships with openly gay men and people thinking something like is going on? So I'm gonna kick it to the brothers in the back.
So I'll say ownership and the fact that I'm from Southern California and our politics and acceptance is a bit different. I've been knowing what gay was since I was like 4 or 5 years old. So my ability to accept gay was real easy. I think I remember when I was a little boy going, "Oh, Mom, that guy's kissing that other guy. What's that?" My mom was like, "He likes guys the same way you like girls." Okay. And that was it, right? So I think I draw back consistently to, I value the humanity in a person before nobody's introducing me as the straight friend, right? So I don't need to adopt, this is my gay friend right here. So when we're talking about how straight men develop relationships and friendships with gay men, is because it's rooted in the humanity. I value you as a human being, as a person, and you add something positive to my life. So, like, I don't care who you love on, because that's immaterial to our friendship and our relationship. It certainly gets tough for those that are uneducated or really that lack the ability to be comfortable in who they are. But I don't care. And I've always said, even to my super hyper masculine straight friends, like, look, I'm gonna drop a secret. There's a gay man in your fraternity, your favorite football team, your favorite basketball team, in your church,
show, in your church.
All I say, because
in your texter,
because in the church, we gonna talk about how we don't want no gay folks all up in the church.
But they all up in the church
until we need some praise and worship folks, and the gay folks gonna be the first ones to set
just
that one
send me
out.
a banishment on Facebook.
So
I disagree. I'll talk.
So at the end of the day, I'll say, like, at its root, at least for me, it's about adopting and accepting the humanity of people, because the baseline is you're human. If I can accept that you're human, and we can navigate everything else beyond that. So I think for some of us it's easy, and again, I'm owning, I didn't grow up in the Deep South, where this was scrutinized in ways that I didn't grow up with.
The Bible Belt.
West Hollywood ain't all that far from me, so we figured out what the was real quick.
Come on, who was that again?
I mean, I ain't got too much bass in it, you know.
Hey, now cross your legs with it.
I'm a flex. I'm a flex with mine.
But so I echo those same sentiments. For me, it's almost like, I want to say it doesn't matter. I don't care, but I also feel like that's part of that person's identity, so it does matter in a sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but
I'm confused.
So it doesn't matter to me personally.
Okay.
Who you choose to sleep with, who you choose to lay with, that's your business. It has nothing to do with me, but that's a part of your identity. So to say that it doesn't matter, it's like, I'm not recognizing you as
I see another form of colorblind.
I see God. So those are my cities. That's been my experience. I met Zach very early on. Our friendship is going on 10 years. Next year we'll make 10 years, man. It's been a long time. I feel like very early on, I got a lot of scrutiny for being friends with Zach.
Yes, sir.
But it was a lot of from me pouring into. Not just fraternity brothers. I'm honest. I met Zach. I was a college student. Zach was our Greek advisor, and so I met Zach very early on. But just trying to navigate those waters and kind of going through this stuff, I feel like I got a lot of scrutiny. Oh man, you associate with him and you hang with him, but
Well, it wasn't because he was gay.
Not
for me. I just want to say that.
But I'm just saying, but just being
I used to be a homophobe, but at that time I was not.
Being on the college campus is all true, bro. And so just kind of being on the college campus and having to navigate that, and people seeing or having feelings. It's something about him. It's something about Zach was very transparent. I didn't have to ask at all. He made it very apparent, made it very clear.
I saw a difference.
But a lot like you, Brent, that's my brother. We done been through a lot together. Zach has never made a move on me. He's never tried anything, never attempted anything. And so I look at him as a person. He's poured into me a lot. We've been there for each other through thick and thin. And so for me, it's more so about your person, about the heart.
Yeah.
Don't really matter who you sleep with, but I know it's a part of your identity. So don't want to necessarily push that off and make it seem like that's something.
But that's the thing, though. You're a human being first. In our case, you're a black man first, and then you identify as heterosexual or homosexual. Like, that's not the first thing that you should that we are. We're human.
I guess that's kind of my point, right? Like, the baseline.
There's so much other shit before you get to
the baseline. Right. If somebody introduced me to Zach, I would go, "Oh, that's my man Zach. graduated from Paul Quinn. That's Dr. Zach Shirley. He's a member of Phi Beta Sigma. Boo! Like Zach being gay is probably like number 9 on the list of things I'm going to throw off as a descriptor.
But I feel like depending on the crowd or depending on who you're around, you have to give that as a disclaimer.
I let people know that they are straight so that they can hopefully have an experience that doesn't, doesn't feel uncomfortable for them. And I don't do that because I just want to set the room. Because I sometimes, depending on who I'm bringing you around, we all on the same, like, we're all single, we're all trying to find the next best thing. And I got to recognize, the same way I need people to recognize, like I tell women, that I ain't what you want. You ain't what I want.
I may be what you need, but I'm not what you want.
Correct.
Or I may be what you want, but you're not what I want.
Correct, right? And so I think it's important to also do that. And I feel like, to the other point to what you made, the point you made, when you talk about the humanity of people, I think that's going to be one of my caveats, that we always get to who people love and who they sleep in the bedroom with. That shit don't. That's literally, whenever I encounter a heterosexual person, I never literally go to who they sleeping with. That's like the farthest thing. But I know, Zach, you say you disagreed.
Oh, that was about something else, but I'm gonna go ahead and go to church.
We were talking about the church.
So, based off what everybody said, it's been saying I have 3 points. Number 1, this is to all my gay people out there. So, just because a heterosexual cisgender man accepts you, does not mean that he wants you, nor is he going to go to that place with you. And so a lot of us within our community think that, he sees me, he accepts me, he values me, that means he wants me. No. So there's confusion that we have in our own community that we need to fix. Just because you see the humanity in me does not mean you see me for my sexuality and you want that to be a part of yours. That's number 1.
I think a lot of people struggle with that too.
Yeah,
In general,
and 2, in my experience,
because a lot of people never been accepted. My bad, I'm sure.
2, and what my experience is because I spend time on both sides of the spectrum. So I hang out with my gay friends, hang out with my bi friends, and outside my straight friends, right? So when I've encountered people who see me for my sexuality first and see me for everything that I have on the outside second, when it comes to dealing with black men, they're not affirming their sexuality. And those are the men who 9 times out of 10 are trying to hide the fact that they are attracted to other men like myself, right? So when I meet people who, this is my homo, he gay, I already know, like, in my mind, that's a trigger, like, this nigga must fuck around and get around, because that's the one thing that he put out there first. He don't see me for, he's educated, he's black, he's athletic, he works out, he's smart, he gives me advice, he watches my kid. He's educated. They don't do none of that. If you go to what I'm doing in the bedroom first, I'm like, okay, so why are you so worried about who I'm sleeping with and how I'm doing it?
Because you're trying to distance yourself. He gay.
No, I don't think it's I agree. Because until somebody deals with their own personal shit, they main insecurity come to the top of the road.
Right.
Yes.
So if again,
right,
I've lived with her. I love her. I'm not gonna say, that's my frat brother, he gay. Right. Yeah, that's my frat brother, he's an educator. He's all about promoting blackness.
Because that's something that you wrestle with.
When we are ashamed about ourselves and when we're going through things that we can't deal with, the one thing that we do in order to take the eye off of us is that we put the eye on other people. Right. So if I'm introducing people, and this is my gay friend, so everybody's looking at him and they're not looking at me. Right? I'm projecting my feelings and how I feel on other people. And historically, within my own experience, I've only used I statements. The guys that I've met within my life who have done that, who have criticized or ostracized other men for being same gender loving men when I was in college, when I was in high school, not to say they're coming out, or they being exposed or being
Those are the ones that did.
But that's because they didn't know how to, they wanted the point where they could be open and acceptable in their person. And that's all right. Because everybody's transition is their story.
And it's different.
It's different. But that's that, and it's my third point. You mentioned
No, go back to that.
It's my third point. So when I think about relationship building, and I don't care what type of relationship it is, situationship, friendship, no matter who you are, what you do, it's based off of a trick, right? I love acronyms. The trick. It's an acronym for relationship building.
Break it down.
So the T stands for trust. The R stands for respect. The I stands for intimacy. The first C stands for communication, and the last C stands for collaboration. Right?
Use that.
So you have to. So when you engage in friendships, you have to be able to trust the people that you're around. Your circle, no matter how they identify sexually, how they present, whatever gender roles they assume. You also have to respect them for who they are within their life, right? Real friends see you for who you are. I don't see your situation. I see your humanity. I see your heart. I don't see what you did. I don't see what you've been through. I don't see where you're gonna go. I see you for you. Now, granted, there could be some things that happen in your life that I don't agree with that I can help you get through, but I see you for you. Intimacy. I have to be intimate enough within myself to allow myself to be vulnerable with you. A real friend. Hey friend, I'm gay. Hey friend, I'm not gay. I respect that. That's that intimacy, right? So within any relationship, especially between a heterosexual cisgender man and a cisgender gay man, or a trans-identified gay man, or anybody on the spectrum, if you're going to be in any type of relationship, friendship with someone who's opposite of you, there has to be a level of intimacy where you can allow yourself to be vulnerable enough with them to express to them who you truly and authentically are, right? And then that only happens through communication.
Really quickly though, because they can learn the rest of the trick.
I'm sorry.
On Instagram, but I know Zach he has something to say. I want to make sure our guests are able to answer this question. So Zach,
okay, yeah, okay. So I want to start by saying I'm not gonna give y'all a hallmark answer number one.
Great, we don't want a hallmark answer.
But you know what I'm saying? Because everybody was like, "This is real." So I do want to say, I think sometimes women and gay men, y'all give us straight men too much credit. I think we're too smart. Like I think
I don't.
I don't.
But this is what I say.
I've learned my lesson many times.
Niggas are stupid.
Listen, the reason I say that is because the reason I don't disagree. I don't disagree with some sentiments where you say I feel like men who say, well, this is my gay friend, they're projecting. I think sometimes, and I was one of those people, not because I was projecting, but because I was just ignorant to the fact. Like I would be laying in the bed with my, and she know I'm gonna keep it real. I would be laying in the bed with my girl, and if I bring up Shirley, I don't know Shirley, but if I bring up Shirley, I'm like fat Shirley. Not projecting because I'm afraid to be fat, or I'm.
So you saying what black people do?
That was a statue.
It's an identifier.
And before I was so ignorant to the fact that it was an identifier, and I didn't realize what I was doing until my baby, she brought it to my attention. I said, you know what? You're right. Let me stop doing that. Just, you know what I'm saying? And I never thought about this. I never thought that deep, I guess. It's my biggest thing. So I guess that's where I want to start, one. And two, I'll say, from the beginning growing up, I was always taught if it's weak or if it's soft, if it's lame, if it's trash, it's gay.
Yeah.
Right. It's gay. And I'm unlearning. I was conditioned so much. The other day I'm playing the game, some shit happened. This is gay. And I'm so infuriated, but I'm not thinking of it like all my partners that may be homosexual, or I'm not thinking of it like it's y'all. I'm thinking of it like this shit is lame, but it's unlearning that I'm happy.
When I stub my toe, I'm like, this shit's straight.
So to your point, when I was in high school, like so I was I've always been so I always hung around the niggas. Like it was just like okay. Yeah. So we would always play 2K after school. 2K. We gonna play 2K.
And some shit.
So when niggas was like, oh this shit gay, I'd be like.
And that's why I say sometimes I think y'all give us too much credit. Because as a man, sometimes for me, I agree. I am a very layered man, so there's a lot of layers to me. I understand things. I'm very progressive, but I'm not even thinking that deep sometimes. Or if I'm saying, prime example, I play a video game with a guy who's a paraplegic, and so when I tell my girl like about Bug, I'm not even being like fucked up. I'm like, the nigga in the wheelchair. But it sounds so bad. Now it sounds so bad when you say it aloud, and it feels bad. But I'm not saying it in a way to where I'm trying to put you down. I'm trying to put you down. But as I've grown, and that's another thing I always talk about. You got to give people space and time to grow. A lot of times we don't do it. We won't do it, and a person does one wrong thing, and we charge them for that for the rest of their life. Yeah. And so I'm very happy that I've been able to grow in my friendships with Zach, with her and with other people that I know. And when I go out in public, even when we went out after the podcast,
we had fun.
We had a great fucking time. And it didn't matter if a nigga was straight. It didn't matter if a nigga was gay. The nigga tried to make us pay. I'm like, nah, these my partners. We going in. And it was love. And I enjoyed it. And I had a great time with y'all. Niggas was twerking. Niggas was singing. Niggas was enjoying themselves.
I like to pussy pop on the handstand.
You know what I'm saying? And so like, the perception of a straight man not being able to be friends with a gay man, I think it's purely something that society has put on us. Like it's purely something that's conditioned us to keep us separate.
It's not fair, bro.
I think also this idea.
Did you raise your hand?
I did. Yeah, there's these perceptions related to intimacy that I think exists before we even get to a situation between a heterosexual man and a homosexual man. Yeah. I tell people all the time, like these straight dudes that hang out, they play 2K, all that, they have a level of intimacy. They won't ever call it that, but like y'all have a level of intimacy with one another, and it's not intimacy like sexual tension or nothing, but it's intimacy like those are your homies. Those are homies you cry with, laugh with, you change in front of your ass. Go take people, you go borrow money from. Like there's a level of intimacy there, right?
You can be vulnerable.
Correct, and I think what skews people's perception, what skews people's perception is the fact that when the idea of sexual orientation is introduced, then people want to add more into it. It's like the whole controversy related to can a heterosexual woman, heterosexual man have a platonic relationship? Right. And I'm like, the only reason why those perceptions get skewed in their dialogue is because people start to talk about that from the framework of sex and bedroom.
Well, we throw sex.
Correct, but like again, just in that conversation, just as a listener,
we're hypersexual driven.
Right, take the shit out of the bedroom and just say, when we're talking about, if I catch a flat tire, can I call you?
If I'm broke,
right?
Can I call you?
That was you.
If I need a bill paid,
So prime example.
And then we're gonna move to the next topic.
And I was like, bet my nigga, I got you. And I think that it unpacks so much more in the fact that people hypersexualize black people in general.
Man.
Oh,
the muscles, the legs,
what they know about
people hypersexualize us, and that's why, to Harold's point, can heterosexual men and heterosexual women? No, you hypersexualize us. You hypersexualize black people. And so I'm almost done, Chris. I'm almost done. But I will say, the relationships that I have with these heterosexual men behind me, I don't want these niggas at all.
Don't.
First of all,
I don't.
You can have them all.
Well, that's debatable.
Respectfully,
I
you can have them all.
Have them all. But
have at it.
But I will say this.
Broke ass.
With your broke asses. But I've been through. But that intimacy piece that you were talking about though is key. And I've seen this motherfucker pissed off, cussing motherfuckers out.
Bro, I was broken, bro.
This motherfucker right here, we ain't even.
It's a lot of motherfuckers.
You know, anxiety attacks between myself and whomever, like all except for what? Former students of mine. I done seen these niggas develop. For sure. So the thing about it is that there's intimacy built, but intimacy does not equate to sex.
Come on.
And that is the problem.
We are actually going to stop right there and take a quick break. And then after this, we're going to talk about sex.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris, and I'm bringing you Body by Chris Body Bootcamp Workout. I'm bringing you body, abs, booty, and biceps each and every Saturday. Sit back, relax, get into what I'm gonna show you today. Sign up. Holla at you.
Do it. Do it.
directors and producers actually got all that on tape.
So y'all gonna see some stuff.
So y'all gonna see some things. But we're actually going to continue on with the conversation that we were having. So I'm going to pass it over to Harold to take us back.
Based off the conversation that was happening, I wanted to pose a question that may be a little controversial. In relation to the boundaries of friendship, how do the boundaries of your friendship, if any at all, change based off the level of masculinity or femininity that a person shows?
So we're gonna let them go.
Yeah, we're gonna let our guests go.
I don't think anything changed. If anything, I think it opened up more conversations for us. You became the godfather of my daughter. And I think that.
I see meant the literal godfather.
Oh my God.
But it opened up more for us in a different. It opened up another layer of relationship. Because I knew you here, but then I knew you here, and then it's like I can encompass all of you, all parts of that.
Yeah. 2008.
And it's a lot of parts of you because you're difficult, but I love you even still. However, yeah, it opened up a lot, and I'm appreciative, and I appreciate you for letting me into your world, bro.
Hey, I appreciate that, bro.
So I think, and I'll use an example from where I work. I have a colleague that's in the process of transitioning he, him, they pronouns, right? And I recognized like we tight, and I recognized when the they pronouns got adopted, it was all right. How is Ron gonna react, right? I walked in the next morning and I was like, it's my primary non-binary right here. You know? or you know,
that's a shirt.
You heard it here first. Don't scream it. We got a legal team. All right.
We got lawyers now.
Now that's real cute. Primary, non-binary. That's cute.
Or I would walk in and be like, all right, good morning, ladies, and gents. What's going on, right? So I wanted to make it concrete that like, yo, your humanity is still the baseline. And the relationship that we developed is still cool. We run over, we call ourselves, we have lean talk, so we will bounce for lunch, go to Pluckers. They can show up in jeans and some sneakers, or they can show up with the earrings and the dress. And I'm still, the only question I got is, you driving or am I driving? Like, what we got going on?
The question I would have is, who's paying?
So I'm gonna push back a little bit. I'm gonna push back because I feel like we're kind of in a very kind of comfortable safe space. So let me push this pivot a little bit.
Go ahead.
Would you bring your very, I'll say this loosely, hyper feminine gay friend to your family reunion?
I brought you around to my whole
But I'm not.
I don't think
Would you bring your trans friend to a family reunion?
Even in my family reunion.
Well, they can't come to my family reunion because they're not family, but can they come to the family? But can they come to the family function?
This
Yes.
nigga's dancing, boy.
You can't come to the family reunion because you're not family, but can you come to the family function?
But would you feel? Can you honestly say? Would you feel uncomfortable in some kind of way if you had your hyper feminine friend come to a cookout,
and you being a straight man, right?
And then you're in the sea of like your uncle.
Okay, so right here we got Zach and B-Y.
So I absolutely would. But with that comes that disclaimer that we talked about earlier. This is my friend. This is who he is. This is how he's gonna show up. How they gonna show up. Whatever the case may be, it is what it is.
Would you try to tell that friend to be?
And if you respect
me, I'm gonna tell. I want my friend to be my friend, but I'm gonna let my family and everybody else that's there. I'm gonna let them know.
If you respect me,
this is this person. This is my friend. I love this person. They gonna be themselves. I want them to be themselves. This is how they gonna appear. I think it's education and conversation that you gotta have sometimes on the back end. But I want you to feel comfortable enough to be yourself.
But you having it, all that's transpiring in order just for you to bring your feminine friend to the family.
So wait, pause. But when I understand what he's saying because, for example, if I was, let's say I had a friend who was in a wheelchair, right? And I know sometimes black families, we can
say some shit.
We can say some disrespectful shit, right?
Yeah,
and so I'm letting them know, hey, y'all motherfuckers better not say nothing about my friend in a wheelchair because he will roll over your ass. All right?
But I would disagree because the difference is that you don't have a whole societal weaponization of your identity.
Yes.
In a black community, the black community don't get up in arms when a wheelchair rolls across the BET stage.
But they get uncomfortable.
Very.
But I don't know if they get uncomfortable because Uncle Leroy, who got the gout, been in his wheelchair.
Right.
But.
No, and I was and to the point about the whole
disability against you.
About your sexuality, people get beat down, killed, and everything else because they're gay. And this also happens for people with difference of abilities. But with the point I'm trying to get to, the plane I'm trying to land, that I want to have a real conversation with, is that we recognize, and I'll speak for me because I don't speak for Harold. If there was a time in my life where if I had a very feminine expressing friend who, let's say a male who is queer, cisgender gay male who's overly feminine or really feminine, like I said overly, really feminine, I, quite honest, would not extend an invite for him to come to my family reunion. I may link up with him after we get go to the family reunion, and that's just me. And that's me as a gay man. No, not now. But I wouldn't care now because I am over able to say.
That is me now as a gay man, being that I just got back from New Orleans from my family reunion. So like even because like my dad is one of the 18 siblings.
Shit.
And so like,
damn.
Yeah, it's a lot.
They ain't very latex.
Oh my god.
So my daddy's from the country. So he's from like rural Louisiana, like across the bridge, across the canal, like right there, like Covington, Folsom, Avita.
That's where my girl is from. We was just in New Orleans. Yeah.
So that's where my family is from. So like my family's like very, very so much religious, right? So like, and I pretty much know that they know. Like how, cause look at me, period. And I ain't brought a bitch around. So like all my other cousins having babies and bringing a significant other, and it's just me, right? So like in that setting, like I know how my family is, and I know they accept me for who I am, right? What's understood does not have to be explained, but never would I invite somebody who's hella flamboyant to that setting because one, I would want to put them in a situation to where they feel like they threatened or judged because I know how my family is.
I don't feel that way.
And for me, it's respect because I know how my family is, right? And it's like, damn, that's my family. And it's like, and like they accept me for me, but out of love, but they might not accept the entire community. And so for me, it's like sometimes it's like a catch-22 because as you all know, like I'm heavy in ballroom, so I got hella gay friends, I got hella bi friends, I got trans friends and all that. And everybody, even on this show, like we all different. And like I'm outwardly talking about my life and expressing shit that I never expressed on this show before, so they know what's up. You see what I'm saying?
But really quick, I know some of our guests.
Referee, can I get the 30-second timeout? Education, what ballroom?
So hold on, because we don't have.
Just watch episode 4.
Episode 4 of Pose, or I'm sorry, any episode of Pose, or Legendary, or our last episode of our show.
All right.
I know Zach or V-Walk. I'm not sure. Okay.
So the question that you're asking me is, does your friendship with a friend change depending on how flamboyantly gay they are? That's just the basic question?
Yeah.
I think in the beginning, yes, because I was uncomfortable. It didn't have anything to do with those that were around me. It was something that I was dealing with, trying to understand how, you navigate this space, because I still love you as a friend and as a man, but I'm still trying to navigate to understand and unlearn things that were taught to me generation on generation. So it doesn't have anything technically to do with that person and how they live their lifestyle. It's not a disrespect to them, but it's something that I have to figure out within myself. Like, and that's just what it comes down to. Now, at this point in my life, would I bring them to a family reunion? Yes, I would, because I'm strong enough in my foundation and what I believe in after unlearning customs from my family to be able to tell my parents and be able to tell people around me, like, hey, like, this is what it is. Like, my girlfriend, prime example, has a very flamboyantly gay friend. That's her neighbor. They walk dogs together. And in the beginning of that friendship, when they first met, it took time for me to get adjusted to that. But now that I've stood in that, he helped me and my stepdad move a couch for my girlfriend. And it wasn't no issue. It's like, nigga, this the homie, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like, and I think I had to learn, you love the person, not the lifestyle, bro. And it don't matter what that is. It don't matter if that person sell drugs. It don't matter if that person scam, if they strip. You love the person. And that's another thing when it comes, and I didn't even get to talk about it much, but with the religion thing, like, and religion, especially Christianity, has been so skewed for so many people because you following man, you're not following the spirit. And so I believe that you don't have to love the lifestyle that the person lives, but you love that person. You don't judge them because I'm not God. I can't do it. I don't get you into heaven, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
really quick.
Is there a line to the altar?
B-Rock and then over here. And then Brady.
Can I go before we
pass?
I just bring up the question though. So to your point, is that person really your friend if they can't be themselves?
And that's what I'm trying to get to.
That's the thing.
That's the
We'll
location.
hold that.
Okay, because I'm gonna jump around, but I'm gonna be concise with my jump around. So with that, in context of what we're talking about, I've had experience understanding gay lifestyle because I have an uncle who I found out he was gay at 7, and I've had a cousin.
Can we say identity instead of lifestyle?
And I have a cousin my age that I watched transition from the beginning, from a fade to now he got pink braids. So I've seen the full transition. So shout out to the Nicki Minaj braids. So when it comes to that, when it came down to the conversation of would you bring them to a function, I looked at that like this: if you care about the perception that your friend is gonna get, wouldn't it be of love and protection for that friend to be like, okay, I don't want you to expose you to that kind of experience, so I'm gonna not invite you? The thing is, as a black community, we got a lot of things we gotta unlearn.
Why not let them make that decision?
That's a double-edged sword.
No, I feel you. Make the decision.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
I got you. I definitely understand.
Because you know your motherfucking family.
And I don't want to bring you to that situation to where it's gonna be. And it's not even between friction between my family and my friends.
But it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way.
It shouldn't. But it's a lot of shit.
Really quickly, I know Zach.
When I walk down the street and a white bitch cross the street and we walk on the same street and she be there with what she does.
Yes,
but
white bitch.
white
White bitch. We ain't talking about
White bitches. I'm sorry.
So that brought me to something, and we deviated from a lot of things, as our viewers know. From our BlaQberry View episodes, we did not do the juice, we did not do why those feelings, and we weren't gonna do tips and dip. But I think for a just really quick tips and dip, I will no longer omit pieces of myself for the comfort of others.
Yeah.
It's either all of me or none of me.
And so I think the thing that brings this group together is the fact that none of us have to omit our homosexuality or our sexual orientation
Or bisexuality
for the
Because I'm
support and the relationship with our heterosexual brethren. I will not omit. I say it all the time. I'm entirely too old, too tired, and too gay to not be me.
Yeah.
Well, because you.
But my niggas accept me.
100.
They accept me.
Down for my niggas. My niggas.
That's
And so the thing about it is that if I were not myself,
I wouldn't respect
these motherfuckers will call me the fuck out.
I wouldn't respect
Real recognize at this point. But it took time for you to develop that relationship.
It took and you know,
It took
as an outtake, Knox can tell you,
it may have to take
the
time.
3 hours come out.
Exact.
I knew him before all y'all knew he was gay. I knew him when before he was gay. And that's crazy.
Question being asked: Is it bad that you can't form a relationship with a person's family? Because at the same time, my relationship with you was good. I don't give a damn with it.
Oh yeah. Me and Bob was good from day one.
So, really quickly, we are going. I'm sorry, y'all, but we have now
Part two.
an end of our episode. So what I would like for folks to do really quickly, well, when I say folks, I mean our guests. Our guests. I would like for you to leave a tip or a dick for our audience. And so what?
Hold on, let me explain.
That's what I was about to say, Zach, and you can explain what tips and dips are.
Tips and dip is the final segment of the BlaQberry View, and it's one essentially like lasting word of wisdom or guidance for our viewers. And so we would like for our guests, each one of y'all, to give a tip, and then we did.
My tip would be is life is way too short to start trying to parse through folks' identities. Humanity is the baseline, and humanity is what we should accept. So I care about human beings, and I let everybody else figure all that out. So I guess my tip is love people, and if folks don't rock with you, it's easy to not have to engage. So love people is the baseline. When you're good to folks, good things tend to happen to you. So at the very least, use that as karma. So I appreciate you all for the conversation. Y'all are beautiful, Black men. Love each and every one of y'all.
I would say appreciate people. I think a lot of this conversation, sexual orientation, all of that stuff doesn't matter. Had I not appreciated Zach or honed into Zach for who he was, I would have missed out on a lot of opportunities. And so look at people for being them, for being themselves, for just being people. Love those people, and just tap in. Like, I think society is changing. Yeah. It's one of those things we try to get away from, the negative stereotypes and the negative stigmas. Look at people for people, tap into who they are and what they have to offer, and I think you'll be okay.
Mine is, I was talking to this about a friend literally earlier today, and he was asking me, he was like, damn, bro, when people like do shit with you, and they go into business deal with you, and they kind of do shady shit, why you don't never get mad? Like, why you don't never just hold them accountable and press them behind that shit? And one thing I told him, I said, you know, he said, it don't cost them nothing to fuck you over. I said, no, it does. It costs them awareness. I said, because once I become aware of who they are, I place people accordingly. And so, you know, never allow people's actions or things that they do to you to knock you outside of your character. It costs them the awareness. And so now that you're aware of that, you can place them accordingly.
All right. Come on, B-Walk.
I ain't gonna be that deep. Literally, lead with love, because love trumps all, and find a good skin routine. Because
change your pillowcase.
Straight, hard, gay, and nobody messing with you if your hygiene, your face busted. Get you a good skin routine. Exfoliate, lay it together. Their skin is real. It's some out here. Get you some good sunscreen. Hey, get your sunscreen.
And a mask.
All right. And last but not least,
the thing I want to say is, you know, get to know people, bro. Because at the end of the day, you don't know. Like, and you won't know it unless you give them a chance. Give these people a chance, bro. Because if I didn't give Zach a chance, bro, he opened me into a whole new world. But I love each and every one of y'all, bro. I'll keep with y'all. I'll fight for y'all. And that's 100.
Good, because I need somebody
to fight.
He likes to fight.
Man.
He does like to fight.
All right, well, y'all, this has been episode 8. Our finale episode.
Finale episode, bitches.
Yes, so, y'all, please continue to watch, subscribe to the BlaQberry View, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at the BlaQberry View. And of course, make sure you subscribe to YouTube, where you can watch all episodes of the BlaQberry View. We want to thank you all for joining us on the finale episode. Part 2.
We coming back.
Part 2.